Welcome to Wayzata Central Middle School for Section 6 4A baseball winners bracket final here. Number 2 seed Hopkins taking on the number 1 seed and defending champion the Wayzata Trojans. I am Jay Wilcox. A cool, windy afternoon as these teams come back after the Memorial Day holiday to jump back into the Section 6 tournament. They have played 3 times already this year. Wayzata winning all 3 of them on their way to taking the number 1 seed in the section. There's a look at Will Oberg, who's been dominant this season for the Trojans. One of their 2 innings eaters along with Matt Bolke. He's made 8 starts, gone 6-1 with a 1.01 earned run average for the Trojans this year, including a great game that he pitched against the Royals on TV here on CCX earlier this season. Hopkins coming in with a record of 12-9. We saw them the other day win a thriller against Armstrong. Here's the lineup for the Royals. Luke Poliak, the DH, will lead it off. Kyle Chiraboga, the catcher, hits second. Morgan Holmes, who pounded a home run early in that ball game the other day, is hitting third. Tommy Oth back from a little bit of an injury after he collided with Holmes in that game against Armstrong on a caught pop-up. Bobby Wilson at third base, and it's Ben Wallin in center. Joey Swanson in left. Matt Shaw, the shortstop, and Wyatt Nelson, the right fielder, hitting number 9 for Jason Michalakis and the Royals. Here's the defense for Bobby DeWitt and the Trojans. Sam Westermeyer at third, Keegan Nickel at short, Bobby Isbell at second, Jack Rothstein at first, Chad Musser, Bill Zingdahl, and Danny Dice in the outfield. Tyler Young behind the plate, and as we said, Oberg on the hill here for the Trojans.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we mentioned 1.01 ERA and 6-1 record, but he also in 41 2/3 innings, Will's allowed 30 hits with 11 walks and 51 strikeouts. So he's been very, very good this year for the Trojans as Poliak steps in to lead it off, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball. Luke came around to score the winning run the other day, that win against Armstrong. He started at first base, was stealing with the pitch, or was a comebacker to the pitcher that was thrown away, and he kept on motoring, waved around, and dove in ahead of the tag. An exciting way to win the ball game for the Royals, but Luke behind in the count here, 0-2. Oberg will try and finish him off here, and he does. A called third strike to begin the game. Luke Poliak came in hitting at .556 in a fairly limited number of at-bats, but he looks at 3 straight. Oberg trying to set the tone a little bit here as he strikes him out on 3 pitches. Kyle Chiraboga will be the batter here for the Royals, hitting .359 this year and a .509 on-base percentage with a team-high 11 walks. Looks at a fastball over for a strike. Trojans, as the number 1 seed, have come into this tournament with a couple of pretty easy victories. Chopper to the left side, knocked down. Nichols, throw across is not going to be in time. It takes a big high hop. Nice job by Rothstein to stay with it, but it'll be an infield hit for Chiraboga. Really a nice play just to get to that ball and backhand it. And a long throw into the wind. Really not a real good chance to get him there, and a nice job handling the hop. See a courtesy runner on for Hopkins at first base. Luis Filimovicius, the courtesy runner for the catcher, so he is aboard, and Morgan Holmes is the batter now for Hopkins. Nice season he's had. He's hitting .441, 4 homers, 15 runs batted in, including a line shot that got out in a hurry against Armstrong in the last round. Oberg's going to fire over to first. Fly ball lifted to the right side. This one is foul, but might be playable. Rothstein makes a nice catch over the shoulder. Excellent defense there by Rothstein, chasing that one down, and that's like an extra out for your team there when you can get to that one. Running through the bullpen area there as well, and fighting a very strong win. That's a really nice play right there. So 2 outs, and Tommy Oth will be the batter here for Hopkins. Boy, you could not have faulted Rothstein at all if that ball was out of his grasp, but he makes the catch, and those are the kind of plays that really help your team. Oberg's a very good pitcher, and he gets some great defensive help there as well. Oth hitting at .327 this season. That one's over for a strike. He's driven in 10 runs, 3 doubles, a couple of triples, a home run. As we said, he caught a pop-up the other day. It wasn't a very high pop, and he collided with Morgan Holmes, the second baseman, and Oth ended up leaving that game against Armstrong. But they said it was just a little bit of a bicep strain, and he threw and hit at practice, and they say ready to go. So Oth back in there in the cleanup spot for the Royals. Sharp breaking ball there. He lays off it. It's in the dirt. Time is granted here as Oberg stayed in the stretch for a long time. I was just thinking, there's a look at Coach Michalakis for the Royals in his first year as head coach at Hopkins. Oberg does a nice job too of, you can tell he's not just concentrating on the hitter here. He does a nice job of varying how long he's holding the ball here to really make it tough to get a read on him. And a guy that's going to be attention to detail in every aspect of pitching, and that includes trying to hold runners on. Two and a called third strike. It looked like it was right down the middle. Off was not ready for that one. So the Royals are done in the first. No runs, 1 base hit, and 1 left aboard as you get another look at Oberg pouring that one over at the knees, his second strikeout of that first inning. So after half inning, the Royals nothing, and Wayzata getting set to come up for the first time. The lineup for Coach DeWitt and the Trojans will start with their right fielder Danny Dice as they get a look there at the freshman pitcher Miles Halligan getting set to take his warm-up tosses for the Royals. And Coach Michalakis said he's known Miles for quite a while, and they've kind of gradually given him more and more responsibility this year, and he has pitched against some of the tough late conference teams. So he is a young guy, but at the same time they feel like he's mature enough that he can handle getting a start here in the playoffs. The other thing is Wayzata did not see him this year, so that was something they also wanted to get him out there and give him an opportunity, in part because of that. He's got a record of 2-1 so far this season. We'll give you more on Miles in a moment, but here's the lineup for the Trojans. Dice in right field, then it's Bobby Isbell at second. Chad Musser, the left fielder, hits third. Oberg hitting in the cleanup spot. Tyler Young, the catcher, hits fifth. Rothstein, the first baseman, hitting in the sixth slot. Then Engdahl, Westermeyer, and Nickel. And for the Royals defensively, behind Halligan, they'll have Wilson at third, Shaw at short, Holmes at second, and off at first base, Swanson, Wallin, and Nelson in the outfield. Chiriboga, the catcher. And as we said for Miles Halligan, this will be his 4th start of the season. He's worked 19 innings, 2-1 record, 1.47 ERA. He's allowed 12 hits in those 19 innings, with 14 walks and 28 strikeouts, so a little higher walk total than you'd really find ideal, but he has overall been quite effective. So Danny Dice will try to get things started for Wayzata. As Trojans fans know, they stumbled a bit down the stretch, just looking for more clutch hits. They had some chances to win all those ball games, a lot of close games, but haven't put as many runs on the board consistently as they'd like. First 2 playoff games they won easily, but they know as the competition gets tougher, they're going to need to get some clutch hits. Fastball over for a strike from Halligan, and it's 0-2. Dice 329 average, 366 on base percentage. He has scored 13 runs, knocked in 10 as well. Fights that one off, foul down the right field side. Wind blowing pretty strong, I think, across from right to left. Going to be a little bit of an impact on today's game. Slow roller to short, and the throw across is in time to get Dice. As Shaw handled that one well. It had a lot of backspin on it, and it wasn't hit especially hard, but he didn't have any trouble and guns him down easily. Bobby Isbell will be the batter. Another look at that one. Got rid of it in a hurry. Dice hitting down the line, but he got him by about a step. So Isbell will be the hitter now. He is hitting .281, but with these 11 walks, a .417 on base percentage, and takes a curveball just high for ball one. Isbell's knocked in 12 runs. Pretty good total for a guy up at the top, you know, second spot in your order here. And another one just high from Halligan. It's 2-0. That one is over for a strike. Nice easy motion for Miles Halligan. He's looks confident out there. Popped up and out of play. Two pitch coming here to Isbell, and a breaking ball stays down, and it's 3-2. Another look at Halligan as you see a side view of him and what he just a nice easy motion. Pretty experienced pitcher overall, although obviously not on the varsity level prior. And he loses him there. It's outside and gets away as well. Isbell gonna run and take a look there, but he'll hang on at first base with that walk. So Chad Musser will step to the plate here for the Trojans.
Number 18.
Chad's hitting .393 this year and a .479 on base percentage. He's knocked in 13, which is a team high total. He has 4 doubles to his credit. He's also been hit by 4 pitches this year as well. We'll flip to first base. Isbell back in. So like Hopkins in the top of the first, Wayzata gets a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the first. Pitch taken for a ball here by Musser. Lead on that fastball, and it's 1-1. Slices it back foul. A ball on 2 strikes here. As Halligan showing a pretty good mix of pitches in the early part of the ball game here. Oberg waiting on deck for the Trojans as they try and get something going here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss at a fastball, and Musser down on strikes for out number 2. And Will Oberg will bat now for Wayzata. Another look at that one. Outer part of the plate. Able to get that fastball by him. Oberg hitting .270, but he's got 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in, and he's also scored 16 runs. So definitely some pop in his bat. .524 slugging percentage, with also, in addition to the home runs, he has 4 doubles. So when he hits the ball well, it's going to go away. He's usually a strong kid. 2-0 now to Oberg. Breaking ball and a beauty over for a strike. Shows you something there when the freshman willing to throw that slow curveball with a 2-0 count here. So 2 balls and a strike now to Oberg. And he chases one in the dirt. It's going to get to the backstop though, and it will allow Isbell to move up to second. Pitch I think might have landed just short of the plate and took a big high bounce over Chiriboga here. And Oberg, the good news I guess for Willow is that was not strike 3, but he was badly fooled there. And however, the runner able to advance, so now a base hit may very well bring Isbell in. Oberg just gets a piece of that. Coach Mikulakis mentioned that about Halligan, that he does have a very good curveball when it's on, when he's throwing it well, and it looks like so far that's the case here. He tries to get out of a little trouble here in the bottom of the first. Fastball that time is in the dirt. Chiriboga the block, and now the count will run full. See if he'll come back curveball here. Oberg's had a little bit of trouble with it. Chiriboga's going to come out to talk to Halligan right now. I don't think you want to give Oberg a fat fastball here. I don't, in a lot of ways, walking him wouldn't be the end of the world here for Hopkins. I think you'd rather do that than give in and throw him a belt high fastball, but we'll see what Royals have in mind for him here. It is the breaking ball, and it hangs up just high, so Oberg will draw a walk. 2 on with 2 out here for the Trojans, and we'll have a courtesy runner at first base as Nick Kay will come on to run.
Number 4, Tyler Young.
And Tyler Young will step up here for the Trojans. Tyler hitting .236. He's knocked in 11 runs, 4 extra base hits, all doubles. Well, Halligan's walked 2 hitters already, but you don't get the feeling that he's missing by a lot. He isn't, you wouldn't say he's been real wild, I don't think, here in this first inning, and still a chance to get out of it. But Tyler Young has other ideas here, trying to put the ball in play somewhere hard and see if he can't bring in the first run of the game. Halligan will step back and chase Isbell back. And fouled away. Rothstein waiting on deck if Wayzata can keep the inning going here, as Young tries to push across that first run. As we said, that one is taken a little bit low for a ball, 1-1. Nice breaking ball over for strike 2. So Halligan working ahead in the count here, trying to get out of a little trouble here in this bottom of the first. Time call. Looks like they're having on occasion either not on the same page or just having trouble picking up that sign from Chiriboga. Fastball and a foul tip there off the glove of Chiriboga. So Young stays alive here at 1-2. Fastball looks a little bit faster after he mixed in a slower curve. Comes back fastball and a swing and a miss. Young down on strikes. And a nice job by the young pitcher Halligan getting out of trouble. No runs, no hits, there were no errors, and 2 left aboard. We've played an inning complete here at Wayzata Central Middle School. No score on the board. Hopkins and Wayzata.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Wayzata. No score on the board here as Hopkins and the Trojans getting set to begin the top half of inning number 2. We've kind of gone back to what feels like early April weather here, even though it's last couple days of May, as we had some beautiful weather for our last game in this tournament on Friday. Not really so much today. Cool and windy, although we hope precipitation isn't part of things. Bobby Wilson stepping in to lead it off. First pitch knocks it up the middle. Nickel gets to it and throws across in time, and Wilson is out 6-3 to begin the top of the second. Ben Wallin will be the batter now for the Royals. Started the game on the hill against Armstrong the other day. Ben hitting at .274. Scored 10 runs, knocked in 9. He has 5 doubles to his credit. Oberg turns that one over, and it's a strike. He's been sharp so far. Gave up an infield hit in the first inning, but struck out 2, and then also got a nice catch on a foul ball by his first baseman, Rothstein. That one hard hit and back up the middle, and it'll be through for a base hit. So Wallin delivering a sharp 1-out single here for the Royals. And Joey Swanson will step up. Another look at this breaking ball. Took it right back through the mound there. Oberg reaching toward it, but really no chance to get it. So a couple of hits now for the Royals. That one certainly hit sharper than the infield hit the first one. So Joey Swanson, see what he can do here. The runner on and 1 out. Looks at a breaking ball for ball 1. Swanson hitting .320 this year. He's knocked in 7 runs, couple of doubles to his credit. And that one is over for a strike. Swanson against Armstrong the other day was 0 for 2 with a walk. Fastball down to second, could be 2. Nope, bobbled by Isbell, and he's not going to get any. Couple on now for Wayzata. Error on the second baseman as Isbell not able to come up with that one. Not sure if it took a little bit of a bad hop on him there or if he was just a little overeager to try and get ready to turn 2 here. Seemed to come up on him a little bit, and then too late to even get the out at first at that point. See Wallin getting there easily. Isbell kind of fighting that one. Even his second try wasn't clean to get it. So Matt Shaw will hit now for the Royals. Little tapper foul at the plate. Shaw an average of .225. has scored 8 runs and driven in 7. He has a homer, a couple of doubles too. Fastball over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Shaw went 1 for 2 with a walk last round against Armstrong. Oberg trying to bear down and see if he can't send him back to the dugout here. And just got a piece of that breaking ball. Time requested is again Oberg in the stretch for a pretty lengthy look there, and so Shaw asking for and granted time. Breaking ball and a called third strike. Shaw caught looking. Third strikeout for Oberg. So now 2 outs. And certainly for the defense, a better feeling there is that breaking ball in the inner part of the plate, and Shaw looked like he knew it. Got maybe not the pitch he was expecting or location he was expecting. Wyatt Nelson, the right fielder, steps in here with an opportunity, but 2 outs now for the Royals. And just missed with that breaking ball. Nelson hitting .203. He's knocked in 5 runs. He's scored 16, which leads their team. Here in more of a spot of where they hope he can drive in runs rather than necessarily be the guy who scores them himself here. And that breaking ball is over the plate, 1-1. And you see 2 runners aboard here for Hopkins, but 2 outs now here in this top of the second. They may not get all that many opportunities against a guy like Oberg, so when you get this kind of a spot, you hope to convert if you're Hopkins. Fastball over for a strike. 1-2. Umpire gave him the big ring up there like strike 3, but it really was just the second strike. So a little embarrassed and realized right away that, oops, I'm one ahead of myself here. Pickoff play on at second, and back in without any trouble there was Wallin. Just got a piece of that one to stay alive up there. Boyack waiting on deck here for the Royals if Nelson is able to reach safely. High chopper to third. Go across the diamond to first, and the out recorded there as Westermeyer making the play. And the Royals are done in the second inning. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 Wayzata error and a couple left aboard. We go to the bottom of 2, still scoreless here in the Section 6 4A tournament.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back here to Wayzata Central Middle School. Pretty nice crowd on hand for this one on a cool afternoon. The smart fans have a blanket with. I wish I did right now, but it'll be Jack Rothstein leading it off for the Trojans in the bottom of the second, to be followed up by Charles Engdahl and Sam Westermeyer as they hit against freshman righty Miles Halligan of Hopkins. Rothstein hitting at 367 and a big rip and a miss at the first pitch he sees. He's got a couple of doubles, 3 runs batted in, 472 on base percentages here as well. And 0-2. So Halligan walked a couple in the first inning, but then a couple of strikeouts to help get out of trouble there. I thought he actually pitched pretty well. Up the middle with this one. Shaw not able to come up with it. And Rothstein will be aboard on the E to begin inning number 2. Appeared to be a routine looking play, but just took his eye off it there. Shaw, I did not appear to take any kind of bad bounce or anything either. He just didn't squeeze it. And Isbell, the Wayzata second baseman, knows exactly how he feels right now. So on an error is Rothstein. Charles Engdahl will be the hitter for the Trojans. Hitting .256 this year. 12 runs scored. He's driven in 6. Couple of doubles. Squared around there and takes it low for a ball. A lot of times this early in a ball game, you maybe wouldn't be thinking sacrifice, but I think probably these teams both expect this to be pretty low scoring. Snap throw down by Chiriboga, and he got him. Lots of groans from the Wayzata side of the field here, but Rothstein is tagged out, they say. So Chiriboga comes up throwing. He squared as if to bunt. The throw down. Oth slapping the tag on. A little bit of a stumble going back. Close one. There's a strike. So now Engdahl batting with nobody on. And that one's over for a strike. Left that one up high, so full count now to Charles Engdahl. Westermeyer waiting on deck here for the Trojans. And there's ball 4. So Wayzata loses a runner on the bases, but then they get Engdahl aboard here with the walk. And Westermeyer will hit now for the Trojans. Pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Chiriboga, and he's going to come out to talk to Halligan. Looks like Halligan wants a different baseball there as well after that one hit the dirt. Westermeyer a little below 200 on the year, 8 for 41. Squared as if the bunt, runner going. Here's the throw down, and not in time. Now here's the flip where Hopkins thought they had him on this one. And he is in safely with a stolen base. Throw down. I know, he never reached him. Holmes trying to slap the tag on, but he did not get to him with the glove. Nice slide there to the outside of the bag by Engdahl. Those looks can be deceiving. From back here, it kind of looked like they might have possibly had him, and see, he never reached him with the tag. Rip and a miss. Westermeyer had a big cut, didn't get it. It's 1-2. Leaves that fastball up a little high. Does Halligan there, 2-2. And this one is hit well to left field. The wind will help it as well, and it is gone. Home run, Sam Westermeyer. And it's 2-0 Trojans. Not much doubt on that one, and it certainly didn't hurt that the wind's blowing that way as well. Westermeyer getting it up into the breeze, and away it went. And so Wayzata jumps out to a 2-0 lead. A great feeling, I'm sure, for Westermeyer, first homer of the year. And a 2-0 lead. See, driving that one out into the trees, back for a look, but no possibility there. So quick conference there on the mound after just to tell Halligan, you know, it's all right, it happens. And big smile on the face of Westermeyer there. So Keegan Nickel will hit for the Trojans. Takes the first pitch over for a strike. Nickel hitting at 240 this year, 6 runs scored, 8 driven in. He's got a couple of home runs as well, which obviously in a lot of, you know, you won't see in the number 9 spot in a lot of high school lineups. So guy that's capable of turning on one. There's a look at Bobby DeWitt, the left of the 3 guys there, and had an awful lot of experience in that dugout as well. Besides Bobby DeWitt, who played you know, baseball for the Gophers, been a veteran high school coach now, and they've also got next to him Pat Berger, who was the Hopkins coach before this. You got Mark Elias, who's been a longtime assistant and was the interim coach for Coach DeWitt a couple of years ago when he had a family spot. And oh, by the way, Terry Steinbach, who is a major league veteran and coach with the Twins for a while. Got a lot of knowledge in that Wayzata dugout, and that helped them to win the state championship a year ago. 2-2 to Nickel, and he drives this one back up the middle for a base hit. So Wayzata in the first inning had a couple of walks. This inning they get a walk and then a 2-run blast and then a sharp single. So they are doing their best to see if they can maybe chase Halligan early in this game here. So runner at first base now, and Danny Dice up the top of the order coming through for the Trojans. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Dice grounded to short his first time up. Breaking ball way outside. And fouled back and out of play, so 1-1 count here to the Trojans right fielder. Fires the first, and a pretty close play, but back in is Nickel. Another foul into the parking lot. And another one that's driven out of play. For the fans that don't know, Wayzata Central Middle School, the home field for this season for Wayzata, while their field at the high school is being redone. This was the old Wayzata High School and the old Wayzata High School varsity field prior to the new school being built. Runner going, it's a chopper to short. Shaw is going to have to go to first with it. And did he hang on to the bag? Yes, he did. Off, able to keep his foot on the bag. So they get the out. Dice is out 6-3. Nickel advances to second on the play. No question it beat him there. The only question was whether Oth had been able to hold his foot on the bag, and it looks like the correct call. Nice job, too, by the base umpire checking with the home plate umpire to make sure that the foot on the bag part was there. He was able to see from where he was that the ball beat him, but just wanted to double check, and it looks like they got it right. So runner at second and 2 outs now for Bobby Isbell. First pitch swinging, fouls it straight back. Bobby walked his first time up, got as far as second base before he was stranded. Fastball over the outer part for a strike, and it's 0-2. Halligan trying to limit the damage and get out of the second inning with it still at 2-0 after the 2-run homer by Westermeyer. Breaking ball gets away and the runner's going to advance. That'll be a pass ball. Chiriboga, not so sure he wasn't crossed up a little bit on that one, as he just unable to squeeze it. Now granted it wasn't a strike, but it was definitely one he normally would catch here, and just popped out of his mitt. And a good alert base running there too by Nickel. It wasn't like the ball got all that far away. In the dirt there. And a called third strike on the outer part, and Isbell is called out on strikes. Trojans, though, do come up with the first 2 runs of the ball game. 2 runs on 2 base hits. There was 1 error and 1 left aboard. After 2 full here at Central Middle School, it's 2-0 Trojans.
Very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
There is a look at Central Middle School, which up until about, I'm going to say roughly 15 years ago, possibly a little bit longer now, was the high school for the Wayzata School District. And they've actually used this field at times lately as well, because it drains a little bit better. On some of the days when there was a lot of water at the high school, this field has been put into use as a varsity field on occasion prior to this year as well. So the top of the order for Hopkins here in the top of the third. Luke Poliak will lead it off. Was caught looking at a third strike, his first time up. And takes a strike here. Luke had been one of the top pitchers for Hopkins, but had a little bit of arm trouble, so they kind of shut him down as a pitcher, but he's been doing well as a hitter, so in there as the DH. And fouls that sharp breaking ball away. Did a pretty good job to get a piece of that ball. Had a really sharp break to it. However, it probably would not have been a strike. Oberg ahead in the count 0-2. Down low with that one. Young trying to frame it up, but umpire wasn't buying it. It's 1-2. Breaking ball pounded up the middle. Ooh, that one takes a bad hop. Throw to first base. Not in time. So Poliak will beat it out. See this hop it takes. Oh my. And I'm going to score that an infield hit just because of the way that ball took such a bad hop there on Nickel. He did a great job to stay with it and also avoid, getting one in the face there. So Chiriboga will hit. Base umpire coming over for a quick word with Oberg. Not sure what exactly they were speaking about there, but Chiriboga had an infield hit his first time up. Nice stop by Young on a pitch in the dirt. It's 1-0. Poliak has good speed too. Might be a situation where you think about getting him started or maybe a hit and run here. Fastball inside from Oberg. It's 2-0. That fastball's over for a strike. 2-1 now to Chiriboga. Runner is going, and the pitch is in the dirt. So Poliak got fooled a little bit. He stopped short of second. He'll end up with a stolen base there. But he got a little confused on where the ball went, so any possibility that he might have been able to just keep going to third, I don't think that would have been the case anyway, but he really stopped short of second base, thinking maybe it was a foul ball. 3-1. And grounded to first. Rothstein with a nice stop, but it will move the runner over to third. So good job by Chiriboga. Puts the ball in play sharply. Maybe gets through, but maybe not. And either way, you bring that runner over to third.
Second baseman.
And Morgan Holmes will hit now for Hopkins. He fouled out to the first baseman, Rothstein. A really nice over-the-shoulder catch with his back to the infield on this windy day in the first. But Holmes definitely a dangerous hitter, and I think it's fair to say the most dangerous hitter in this Hopkins lineup. Starts him with a slow breaking ball and a rip and a miss. As we said, Holmes had an impressive line drive home run out into the roadway or parking lot area at Big Willow Park the other day against Armstrong righty Mitchell Lowetsky. Holmes batting, or a slugging percentage, .971 this year, so tells you a little bit there. He's got 4 doubles, 4 home runs, and 1 triple as well. There's some question now as to whether Holmes is in or out of the batter's box, it looks like. And Young discussing it with the umpire. I think it might have been coming from Wayzata's bench, instructing their catcher to ask. Obviously, they make a nice batter's box, but the line itself usually is gone by the first inning. And just wanting to make sure where Holmes is in there legally. Breaking ball over for strike 2. Runner at third, 1 out here for Hopkins in the top of the third. They trail at 2-0, but very much would like to get that runner in, obviously, here. Infield playing back all the way around for Wayzata. They're this time in the ball game especially willing to concede a run if they put a ground ball down, just to try and avoid getting bigger inning going. Breaking ball missing there from Oberg. Fans wanted that one. It might have hung up a little bit high. Where it was caught by Young, it certainly looked like a strike, but as it crossed the plate, possibly up a little bit, as I'm thinking what the umpire saw there. So 1-2. Comes fastball and just outside. Trojans wanted that one. 2-2. Young was setting up outside here. Looked pretty good. So Holmes still up there and maybe possibly fortunate to be so. 2-2. Comes with the breaking ball, and Morgan Holmes just gets a piece of that. Good battle, really fair to say, two of the better players in the Lake Conference going head to head here. Sharply hit to third, and that'll be a hit. A run will score. Holmes, a hard one hopper, and Westermeyer just barely getting the glove on it. An infield hit in a 2-1 ball game. Another look at this one is he really drove this one hard. He had to leap, gets a piece of it. And base hit there, and Poliak excited as he comes in. Tommy Oth will be the batter now for the Royals. Breaking ball hangs up high. Oth took a called third strike his first time up. And that went over for a strike. 1-1. Fouls that one back and out of play. Hopkins has shown an ability to catch up to Oberg a little bit here. A couple of base hits in this inning, 4 hits total. And now 1 run on the board for them. And a breaking ball, and he offered and swung at that one. So Oth down on strikes. For out number 2, just couldn't hold up on that one. Another look at this one, and I think it was pretty obvious he did swing. As you're starting to make that swing, you know he's realizing the pitch is way out of the strike zone, but too late at that point. So Bobby Wilson's the hitter. Whoa, Oberg flags it down and makes the toss over to first. Nice defensive play by Oberg. However, the Royals do get on the board. 1 run on a couple of base hits. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back here to Wayzata Central Middle School as Hopkins has pulled it within a run now at 2-1. Wayzata batting in the bottom of the third. Chad Musser, Will Oberg, Tyler Young will bat here against the Hopkins freshman Miles Halligan. Musser struck out his first time up. Takes ball one high and away. Let's see, Musser went after a high fastball to strike out that first time up, but now 2-0 as Halligan unable to get him to chase here. There's a strike. And breaking ball misses, so 3 balls and a strike, and then the throwback to Halligan is over his head. I guess it's good to have that happen when nobody's on base, but it still leaves you feeling a little bit disappointed to not have everything come back sharp for your pitcher there. You don't want him to be having to worry about jumping around for balls. Cut and a miss. So full count now to Wayzata's left fielder and leadoff man in the third. And there's ball 4. Fourth walk given up by Halligan. We said he's been, fairly walk prone coming in, as he had walked 14 in 19 innings, and that's showing up again here today. Oberg, who in fact drew a walk his first time up, will hit now with a runner at first, nobody out. Starts him with a breaking ball that misses. And able to lay off that one. He had a thought about pulling the trigger there, but leaves it go. 2-0. Comes back fastball, and that one's over for a strike. 2-1. I think Halligan's best pitch is that curveball, but when Wayzata's been able to lay off it, it hasn't been in the strike zone maybe as often as Halligan would like. And that's the key point is, you want to hit the pitch you want to hit, not the one the pitcher wants you to hit. Here's Oberg driving it a long way to right center field, and it clears the fence. Home run for Oberg. Second home run of the day for the Trojans. It is number 5 this year for Oberg. And Wayzata now leading it 4-1. Oberg has that kind of power to the opposite field. And got a pretty good turn on this one over that high fence part in right center. I'll lean back for a look, but it heads on out. So 4-1 lead here for the Trojans. And that's going to be it for Halligan, as Hopkins is going to make a pitching change early on in this one. Looks like Bobby Wilson is going to get the call here for the Royals, as Halligan touched for another home run and will be lifted here. So as he warms up, you will step aside here. It is 4-1 Wayzata. We'll be right back here on CCX Sports. And welcome back as you get a look at Wilson finishing his warm-up tosses here. He is making his 7th appearance of the season, all in relief. 1-0, 3.39 earned run average in 10 1/3 innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So Holmes will move over to third base, and Rafael Lewis will come into play second for Hopkins, with Wilson moving from third to the mound, and Tyler Young will be the hitter now for Wayzata. There's a look at Holmes, who shifted over from second to third. So Young, who struck out his first time up, looks at ball 1. Always a little bit of an interesting spot too here in terms of, you know, how you use your pitching setup if you're in this spot in this section tournament. So they elect to go with a fairly early outing for or lifting of Halligan there, but he'd given up some hard hit balls of late, and you have to play each and every game really to win. You don't say, well, okay, we're still alive, we'll go on to this next round. You have to be looking at doing everything you can to win this ball game. Fouled away down the left field line by Tyler Young. And a swing and a miss at the 1-2 pitch for strike 3. They're going to throw down to first just to be sure, as Tiraboga, that ball might have short hopped into his glove. And Rothstein will be the hitter. Another look at that big breaking ball. I think the umpire at the plate maybe had ruled he was out anyway, but he was not going to take any chances. So a nice start for Wilson as he gets the K to begin. And Rothstein will be the hitter now for Wayzata. See, he got on an error by the shortstop his first time up, takes a strike. Looks like he's mad at himself for letting that one go by. Skies this one out of play. And a rip and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts for Wilson to begin his outing, and Engdahl will bat here for Wayzata. Another look at this pitch. Slow breaking ball. And there's a strike. Engdahl walked in his first plate appearance and then scored on the homer by Westermeyer. That one short of the plate. One and one the count here to Engdahl. And strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes now to Engdahl. And that one is in the dirt, so it's 2-2. And short of the mark, so 3-2 count here. And a rip and a miss, and Wilson fans the side after coming on in relief. But Wayzata does come up with 2 runs in the inning on the homer by Oberg. 2 runs, 1 hit. No errors and no one left on base. We have completed 3 innings in the Section 6 tournament on CCX Sports. That blast by Oberg makes it 4-1 Wayzata.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Welcome back. Will Oberg completing his warm-up tosses, and Will Oberg pitcher can thank Will Oberg hitter for giving him now a 3-run lead. It had been whittled to 2-1, but then Oberg as a batter stepped up and drove one over the right center field fence to stretch the lead to 3. As you can look at a young fan there enjoying a little ballpark treat here. 4-1. Wayzata, Ben Wallin will lead it off here for the Royals in the 4th. Wallin, Swanson, and Shaw, the scheduled batters, as the Royals try to come back from this 4-1 deficit. Oberg, a very good pitcher, but Royals have, have gotten to him a little bit today. They got the 1 run, and they've had 4 base hits through 3 innings. Wallin had a single his first time up. 0-2 count quickly here on the Royals center fielder. Comes back fastball and blows it by him as Oberg starts the 4th inning with the strikeout. His 5th of the game. Another look as he comes inner part of the plate. And he's been so dangerous with the breaking ball that I think it, kind of plants the seed of doubt in your mind what you might get there. And he comes back fastball and gets him. And he starts Joey Swanson with a strike. Swanson reached on an error his previous time through in the 2nd inning. I think for Oberg right now too, he wants to, to follow up their good offensive inning by letting Hopkins know that it's not going to be easy to come back in this game. He'd like to have a really good inning here to carry that momentum from the offensive part. In the dirt here, 3-1. Comes back fastball over the plate for strike 2, so full count here to the Royals left fielder Swanson. Popped up. Isbell going out onto the grass in short right, makes the catch. 2 gone here in the 4th, and Matt Shaw will be the batter. Looks like Hopkins had kind of locked in a little bit on Oberg's curveball, so he's been coming back, maybe being more aggressive with the fastball and trying to make them prove they can hit that a little bit too. And did he go around on this one? I thought he did. Yep. So strike 1 here. Shaw took a called 3rd strike his first time up. And strike 2. Oberg having so far a very good top of the 4th. Oof, ripped toward the Wayzata dugout there as he was late on that one. And see, unlike a lot of the newer ball fields that have a little more protection over there, you're kind of in the line of fire in that dugout. And just missed with that one, 1-2. Pitch taken down low for a ball there by Shaw, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Royals had some base runners in these first 3 innings. Oberg trying to work his first 1-2-3 frame. That one is short of the mark, though. It's 3-2. Pops it back, foul and out of play. Ooh, and a rip and a miss at a beautiful breaking ball there. So Oberg strikes out 2 of the 3 hitters he sees in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, and no one left. We head to the bottom of 4. It's 4-1 Trojans.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Welcome back here to Central Middle School as the fans enjoying this one here despite it being a really cool afternoon. Wayzata leading Hopkins 4-1 here in the Section 6 4A winners bracket contest, and Sam Westermeyer stepping in to lead off the bottom of the 4th against Bobby Wilson, the second pitcher of the game for Hopkins. Westermeyer drove a 2-run homer to left his first time up, so good ball game for him so far. Wilson came on in relief in the 3rd inning after Westermeyer's teammate Will Oberg had hit a 2-run homer of his own, and Wilson looked pretty good. He struck out the next 3 hitters to get out of the 3rd. We'll see what happens here in the 4th. Hard hit ball, and it's past Holmes. Westermeyer will be aboard to start the 4th inning here for the Trojans.
Shortstop, number 29, Keegan.
Solid contact with this ball, and it was right down the line. Going to score that as an error on Hopkins Holmes, it looks like there. And so Keegan Nickel will hit. We've got a pinch runner at first base, and that'll be Austin Freeze. So Nickel, who had a sharp single in his first time up, try and move that runner along any way he can here. So they, again, did score that as an error. Not a particularly easy play by Holmes, but one that was right off his glove. Squares to bunt. First pitch taken in the dirt for a ball. And again squaring, and again taking a pitch out of the strike zone, so 2-0. Good job of not trying to bunt something that he was going to struggle to put in play there. And even when you're attempting to bunt, you still need to make him throw strikes to you. He does get the bunt down, and it's a good one. Pitcher will field it, throw to first base in time. And then the Royals hustle over to cover 3rd. So Freeze moves up to 2nd, score the sacrifice.
Now batting the Trojans,
Thought there might be a little bit of a collision there for a moment as Holmes was coming in, but the pitcher Wilson handling it and gets the out. So Danny Dice will bat, runner at second, 1 out for the Trojans as they execute well on the sacrifice. Both times Dice has been up, he's hit the ball to short, and 0 for 2. Wilson kind of comes with that sidearm sling curveball there, and that one stayed up in the zone. High fastball fouled back into the backstop there, 1-1. Another foul ball there from Dice. So 1-2 count. Lifts it out to center field. Wallin drifting under it, makes the catch, no tag there. And so out number 2 recorded by Wilson, and Bobby Isbell will be the batter.
Number 2, Bobby Isbell.
See, Wallin, who was the starting pitcher the other day against Armstrong, and out there as a regular in the outfield for them, didn't seem to have too much trouble with the wind on that one. So Isbell, who walked and then last time was called out on the 3rd strike. First pitch taken for a ball. That's outside, 2-0. And there's strike 1 as Wilson hits the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike now to the Trojans' second baseman. Trying to bring home an insurance run here. And he pops it up. Chiriboga back for a look, not going to be able to get to it. It did stay in the field of play, but I think he spotted it immediately. That would not have been an easy opportunity at all, even if he had tracked it right from the start. Not a real big area in foul ground there behind the plate here at Central Middle School. Isbell, I'm sure, was thinking, go, get out of here. Hits this ball hard on one hop to Holmes at third, fires across and gets the out. So Holmes had a tough one to start the inning. He handled that one well. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left aboard for Wayzata in the 4th. It is 4-1 Trojans here on CCX Sports. Welcome back. Central Middle School, the site for this Section 6 baseball game. A 4-1 lead for Wayzata. Will Oberg done a pretty solid job here this afternoon as a pitcher and as a hitter. As you get a look, racking up the strikeouts here for the Trojans. Good sharp breaking ball. He throws hard as well. He had a couple of strikeouts last inning. He has 6 total. You'll be seeing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters here in the 5th inning for Hopkins as they try and come back from this deficit. Wyatt Nelson will be the leadoff hitter in this inning. Is the number 9 guy in their order. Right fielder Wyatt Nelson has the ground out to third in his first time up. Starts him with a breaking ball that was in the dirt, but Nelson couldn't lay off. Strike one. Fastball over for a strike. Oberg and Matt Bolke have really been the workhorses this year for the Trojans. Between the two of them, have thrown over half the innings, about 85 innings between them. And a rip and a miss, and Nelson down on strikes to begin the 5th. Oberg seems to be getting stronger. Bolke has got a record of 5-3 for the Trojans. We said coming in, Oberg was 6-1. You see, Nelson looked a little overmatched there. Oberg came after him hard, and that's what getting ahead in the count can do for you too as a pitcher. You get them to swing at what you want them to swing at rather than what the hitter's pitch is there. So ball 1 to Poliak, who is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the 3rd. Fastball fouled back and out of play across the road here. And that fastball over for a strike as well. 1-2. Just missed with that one. Chopper up the middle. Oberg off the mound to grab it. Fires to first base and gets the out. 2 gone in the 5th, and Chiriboga will be the batter for the Royals. Oberg fielding his position well. He had one earlier that he really had to make a quick reaction on to get an out. That one, again, a pretty good athletic play there to get off the mound. You know, a lot of times you finish your motion. Ideally, you'd like to be, squared up and with your feet in pretty decent position. And Oberg was able to do that to get the out there. Chiriboga had a single his first time up, a grounder deep in the hole at short that he was able to beat out. Able to lay off that breaking ball. And inside there, so 3-1 count now to Chiriboga. Lifted down the right field line. No chance for that one as it's out of play. So full count pitch is Oberg trying to work his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Chiriboga trying to get a 2-out rally started. Ooh, and a high, tight fastball. And he'll lose him, so Chiriboga draws the walk. And Morgan Holmes will come up. First we'll have a courtesy runner at first base. Another look at this one, got away from him. Luis Filomovicius will run at first base as Holmes gets set to step in. Holmes wrapped a hard single, a hard one hopper that bounced off the tip of the third baseman's glove last time around. Throw back down to first, Filomovicius back in. And this one hit well down the third base line. It's a base hit for Holmes. Diving try at it for Westermeyer, but couldn't get to it. So Holmes delivering a hard ground ball single past third. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs, and Tommy Oth will be the batter. Watch Holmes turn on this pitch and drive it hard off the grass. Westermeyer a lunge, but couldn't get there. I think even if he comes up with that ball, the odds of getting it out probably were not very good at that point. Good effort, but just a better hit ball. Oth's had his struggles today, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. But a golden chance to get his team back in the game here. Fouls this one away down the right field line. Oberg looked like he was sailing along here in the 5th, but then a walk. And Holmes able to deliver a hard ground ball single. Fastball fouled back and out of play. Oh, 2 pitch coming from Oberg here. And a swing and a miss. It's in the dirt, so they'll throw to first, and they get the out. So Oth strikes out. Oberg gets out of trouble in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave a couple. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, still 4-1 Wayzata.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here in the winner's bracket in Section 6 baseball. These are the last 2 unbeaten teams in the tournament. So the winner will be into the championship round. The loser obviously still alive, but will have a little bit longer road to try and win the section. Chad Musser, Will Oberg, Tyler Young, the 3, 4, 5 hitters scheduled to hit for the Trojans here in the 5th inning against Hopkins' Bobby Wilson, the second pitcher who's worked today for the Royals. Wilson has now worked 2 scoreless innings since coming on in relief. Taken low for a ball. Musser's had a strikeout and then a walk. He scored ahead of Oberg's home run last time through. Back up the middle, and that'll be through for a base hit as Musser slashes a single. First hit allowed by Wilson.
Now batting for the Trojans, the pitcher, number 13.
And Will Oberg will be the batter here as you get another look. Just good solid contact on the ground. No chance for Shaw to get to that one. Good piece of hitting to start the inning by Musser. Now Oberg will step up. Oberg went deep to right center last time for a 2-run blast. Rip and a miss on the fastball. Maybe in certain situations with, you know, somewhere else in your order, you might think about sacrificing here, but I don't think they'd want to take the bat out of Oberg's hands after what he did last time up. There's a look to breaking ball that he got plenty of, and that one ended up chasing the starting pitcher, Halligan, out of the game. Fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike now to Oberg. Wilson comes with that slow breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Slashes it down the third base line, and that might be extra bases. Musser digging for third with a dive. He'll be in. Oberg in at second with a double. Last time Oberg hit the ball the opposite way to right center. This time jumps on it, pulls it hard down the third base line, and he'll be in at second with a double as Nick Kay will run for him again. Another look at it. He just jumped all over this one. No chance for Holmes to get over there. And you see Oberg as the trail runner there, able to get in. We're going to have a pitching change for Hopkins as Wilson going to move elsewhere, maybe to second base it looks like, and coming in from right field will be Wyatt Nelson for the Royals.
Now pitching for Hopkins, number 7, Wyatt Nelson.
So we'll have runners at second and third, nobody out as Wyatt Nelson gets his warm-up started. Kind of a game recap for you here, starting with the home run Sam Westermeyer, who is hitting about a little under 200 this year, getting himself going with a long blast to left, a 2-run homer, made it 2-0 for the Trojans. And then a hard one hopper off the glove by Holmes. The glove of the third baseman scored Poliak to put Hopkins on the board, made it 2-1. And then Oberg answering with a 2-run blast of his own, coming in the third inning for Wayzata to put them ahead by a 4-1 count. So Wyatt Nelson, we saw him the other day working in relief as well. He has got a record of 2-0. He's made, this will be his 10th appearance, all of them in relief. 0.68 ERA in 10 1/3 innings. So they've got a couple of guys that they've been using pretty much as relief specialists, and one of them being Nelson along with Wilson, who just pitched. And so they'll try and get Nelson to shut Wayzata down. Kind of a tall order, though. You come in with runners at second and third, nobody out. Obviously, ideally for the Royals, they'd get out of this inning with no run scoring, but that's not an easy ask here in this spot. Tyler Young will be the batter for Wayzata. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but definitely do see what Hopkins does defensively here. Looks like they will pull the infield in. You almost have to in this spot with a 4-1 game. Nelson's first pitch is taken for a ball. Swings away and fouls this one out of play. Lifts it a long way to left field. Will it stay fair? It is foul. That one would have easily scored a pair there, but Young's drive was slicing away and the wind kind of blowing that way as well. They were hopeful, but it did look like it was probably going to drift foul, and that's exactly what happened. So 1-2. Breaking ball hangs up high, 2-2. Nelson here, obviously you'd like to get a strikeout if possible. Not put any pressure on your defense here to have to make a play, but see what happens here as Young tries to knock in a run or two. That fastball is down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Tyler Young. Rothstein waiting on deck for Wayzata. They try and blow this one open a little bit. Already got a 4-1 lead, and they have runners at second and third, nobody out. Way outside, and he loses Young, so a walk will load the bases now for Wayzata, and
First
Rothstein
baseman,
will be the hitter.
Number 12, Jack Rothstein.
Nick Fasaro is going to run at first base, a courtesy runner for Young. So bases full for Rothstein.
For Young. Number 9, Nick Fasaro.
You see Rothstein reached on an error, and then the last time around struck out. Did come into today with a 367 average. Great opportunity here for the Trojans. Ooh, wow. Scared his teammate there. Engdahl in the on-deck circle had to dance out of the way of that one. 0-1. Here you see the runners out there for Wayzata. Trying to turn this from still a relatively close game to one where they have a little breathing room. And another foul out of play. The 0-2 from Wyatt Nelson, swing and a miss, and Rothstein down on strikes. Nelson averages just a little over a strikeout per inning.
Number 6,
Gets the out here on the fastball, a little bit off the plate perhaps, or maybe on the outer part. Close enough you had to swing anyway, and Rothstein not able to make contact, but still just the first out, and Engdahl will be the hitter now for Wayzata. Takes a first pitch over for a strike. See, he struck out last time after walking in the second. Fastball up high. Middle part of the infield defense has moved back now for Hopkins, more to double play depth. So a ball hit to short or second, they would try and turn 2 and get out of the inning. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. And that one is low. Oh, wait a minute. Guess he called it a strike, 2-2. Two pitch from Nelson, back up the middle. Out at home, throw to first, and it's a double play. Big double play turned by the Royals as Nelson able to field his position well, and they escape somehow with no runs scored. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a couple left on base. Big double play for Hopkins keeps them within striking distance at 4-1.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Will Oberg finishing his warm-up tosses for Wayzata here as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Wayzata still in control at 4-1, but I'm sure they were really thinking there was an opportunity to really increase that lead as they had runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and Hopkins able to escape, getting a strikeout and then a double play ball on a comebacker started by the pitcher Wyatt Nelson. So Wilson will lead it off here for the Royals. Started the game at 3rd base, then was on the mound, and then moved over to 2nd. He is 0 for 2 as a hitter. Oberg starts him with a strike. And strike 2. Comes back, fastball and missed. 1-2. Oberg's given them a kind of a typical Will Oberg outing. He's been in control today, you know, and given up a few hits here and there. He's given up 5 hits total, but just the 1 run so far. Lined a long way down the right field line and just foul. So Wilson nearly starting the inning with an extra base hit there, but left it about maybe 2 feet or so foul down that right field line. Breaking ball fouled straight back. Wilson did a nice job of really keeping his eyes with that pitch as it had a sharp break to it, but was right on it. Another 1-2 coming here from Oberg. Another sharp breaking ball to 3rd. Westermeyer waits for the big hop and throws him out. 1 gone here in the 6th, and Wallin will be the batter for the Royals here. See Westermeyer.
Number 18, Ben Whalen.
Smart job to wait back on that ball. Still had plenty of time. Wallin had a single his first time and then a strikeout last time around. Foul tip on that fastball, 0-1. And that fastball over at the knees for strike 2. Ball in the dirt there, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm sure Wayzata wouldn't mind, you know, if he keeps performing efficiently, maybe getting 7 out of Oberg here today and really set themselves up for those championship rounds with having all arms fresh. Breaking ball just missed. Job by Willeen to lay off that one. It was tempting on that breaking ball, but it's in the dirt, 3-2. And a rip and a miss as he comes back with a fastball and strikes Willeen out for out number 2. And Joey Swanson will be the hitter here for the Royals. Another look at Oberg. He's got lively stuff, yes, but he's also, you know, they've done a nice job of mixing things up pitching-wise, and that's, you know, credit to him, but also his catcher and also to their coaches for, you know, having a working plan in there. And I like that about Oberg, is that he's, you know, he's takes every at-bat seriously and is working his pitches and everything. So, you know, some guys, there are probably some guys on that he feels like he could probably just go out and throw fastballs and get them out, but he's really wanting to work things the right way so that you get into the, you know, the big games in the state tournament, perhaps, if they get there, and you're ready for all the good hitting teams as well. Soft liner to the right, and it's going to drop in. Dice did not get a real great break on that one, and then just ran out of time to get to it. So Swanson will have a little bloop single to right with 2 outs in the 6th, and Shaw will be the hitter. Another look at this one. Dice, I don't think had a real good read on it, and then it was just a little too late. The good news is it didn't really bounce very far past him there in the lush grass out there a little bit, and quickly got to his feet and held him to a single. We have a pinch hitter coming up here for Hopkins. Chris Chiriboga will bat. First pitch fouled back for a strike. Looks like by the stats that we have that this may be Chris's first at bat of the year as varsity player for the Royals. He's done some pitching. So an 0-2 count as Oberg tries to get out of the 6th inning here. And a fastball for a called 3rd strike. And the 6th inning comes to an end for Hopkins. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 4-1 Wayzata.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Leading off for the Trojans, number 10, third baseman,
Wyatt Nelson back on the mound for Hopkins, the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Royals. He will pitch to Westermeyer, Nickel, and Dice, the 8-9-1 hitters for Wayzata. In the bottom of the 6th inning, you see Westermeyer had a 2-run home run back in the 2nd inning for the Trojans. Liner to right field and just foul there. Similar to the one that Hopkins hit, where no chance for the right fielder to get it. All you can do is cross your fingers that it'll go foul. Here's a look at his ball that was well over the fence in left field as Westermeyer got a hold of that one back in inning 2. And hit the ball a long way this last time down the right field line. It wasn't going to be out, but it was close to being an extra base hit. Ooh. And the next one sails over his head. 1-1 here to Westermeyer. Fastball high and away, 2-1. Well, Nelson, we said it'd be a tall order to get out of the last inning unscathed. He was able to do it. He walked the first hitter, then struck out the second, and then started a double play on a comebacker to him, home to first double play to escape trouble. Left that one up and out of the zone. 3-2 now to Westermeyer. Wayzata's had base runners in every inning of this game, but the two big blows, obviously, a pair of 2-run homers from Westermeyer and Oberg. Lifted out to right field. Fairly deep, but playable as Wilson drifts back and makes the catch.
Shortstop.
Wilson in right field. Earlier I think I said second base, but playing in right field. Keegan Nickel is the batter now for Wayzata. Nickel had a single, and then last time around a very nice sacrifice bunt. And those are the kind of things that I think mean, you know, as much to coaches. They're happy got a single the first time, but they're also view it as very valuable when you can, you know, call for a bunt and have a guy get it down and do what he's supposed to and move the runner over. Taken for a strike, so 2-1 now to Nickel. Top of the order due next year for the Trojans with Dice. Plays off that one a little bit low, so 3 balls and a strike now to Nickel. Walks have been a little bit of an issue for Hopkins today, particularly the starter Halligan, because walks preceded those home runs in each case. Long run down the left field line and foul, but unable to get to that one is Swanson. So full count here to Nickel. And there's ball 4. So Nickel draws a 1-out walk, and Danny Dice will be the batter here for the Trojans.
Dice.
Hopkins going to call time here as Coach McLachlan coming out to talk to Nelson. See if he's going to ask for the baseball, and he is. Looks like he will make a pitching change. So we'll get a new pitcher for the Royals. We'll step aside for a moment here. It's 4-1 Wayzata in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll continue here on CCX right after this. Right-hander Eric Plant coming on in relief here for Hopkins. Makes his 9th appearance of the season, all but one of them in relief. He's 1-1 with a 2.55 ERA in the 11 innings, allowing 14 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he will enter with a runner at first base and 1 out. And Danny Dice getting set to bat here for Wayzata. Dice is looking for his first hit of the day, and it would be a good spot for him to try and do so. You know, in some ways it feels like Wayzata has been in control of this game a little bit more than what a 4-1 score looks like, but obviously for Hopkins, getting out of that 5th inning with the bases loaded, nobody out was a pretty big deal in terms of keeping them right in this game. And I think the fact that, you know, you're looking at right now these pitching changes being made with just the idea that if we can keep them where we're at, if we can keep it 4-1, we've still got an opportunity. So obviously Hopkins, you know, you don't say, well, we're behind, what's the difference, I'm just going to leave a guy out there. You're looking for the best matchup that you can get, and that's what they're doing, is they're bringing in Plant here. And again, another guy that's been used primarily in relief, so it isn't a brand new situation for him. And I think you've seen more and more high school teams maybe going to where they have a little bit of a set, you know, relief group, rather than just saying, okay, you're a pitcher, you'll start this day, and then we'll use you whenever. I mean, you still see some of that, obviously, but I think guys are starting to settle into some more specialized roles at times, depending on the team. So we'll see what Dice can do, and we'll see if they might think about getting something started on the bases too. Wayzata has not been looking to run today really, but I think Nickel runs fairly well, and you might think about getting some action started on the bases. Dice handles the bat pretty well. And a liner, but foul past third. Jumped on that one, but out front of it just a little bit too much, and knocked it about 5 feet foul there past the third base bag. And another one foul there past third. Mark Elias down there coaching at third for the Trojans as they try and put together another inning here in the 6th and get something going. One-two pitch has popped up. And the catch made at the backstop by Chiriboga. Nice job to get over to that one for the 2nd out. I really thought that ball was going to get out of play when he first hit it, but it was coming over right near the backstop. And he stayed with it. A little bit of a wind to battle, but able to make the grab. So Bobby Isbell will hit now with 2 outs and a runner on. Plant starts him with a strike. Isbell walked his first time to the plate and then has had a strikeout and a ground out after that. Trojans trying to get back into that section final round. Of course, they not only won Section 6, but won the state tournament last year. Runner going in a perfect hit and run as he slaps it into right. Throw will come into second base, and Isbell delivering a single, and Nickel easily over to third as he was running with the pitch. And Chad Musser will bat now for Wayzata. Perfectly played here on that hit and run. Chiriboga setting the defense here for the Royals with Musser up. Trying to make sure they're on the same page. If that runner from first takes off, you know, what do we do here? Obviously with 2 outs, if they think they can get him, they can go all out to get that out at second base. Musser fouling it away. See Musser at a single last time up in the 5th inning and got as far as 3rd, but then was cut down at the start of that double play on the comebacker to the pitcher. Taken low for a ball, 1-1. Isbell bluffing, getting a start from first that time for Wayzata. Takes that one up high, 2-1. Knocking it past short and into left field for a base hit. A run will score. Nickel comes home on a solid single for Musser. And that'll make it a 5-1 ball game. As Oberg gets set to step in for the Trojans. Another look at this ball. Drives it to the left side, and Shaw was playing up the middle a little bit there and just could not get to that one. So Oberg, who's been good on the mound, he's been good with the bat today. A walk, homer, and a double. Takes a strike. And that one almost hit him. 1-1. In the dirt there, Chiriboga able to block it, but 2-1 count here as Plant tries to get out of the 6th inning and give his team one more chance with the bats in the top of the 7th. 3 balls and a strike now to Oberg. With Tyler Young waiting on deck here for the Trojans. Left it up high for a ball, and Oberg will work out his 2nd walk of the game. Bases loaded up here for Wayzata. We're going to see a courtesy runner, I think, for the pitcher, or are we? Maybe not. No, he's going to stay in and run, and Tyler Young will be the hitter. Young fanned his first 2 times up. Last time drew a walk. And looks at ball 1. Plant a little bit of trouble finding the zone right now, and Wayzata trying to push across. You know, you just never know how many you're going to need. It looks like they're in command, but got to try and score when you get the chance here, and they have that opportunity here in the bottom of the 6th. That one is over for a strike. Kind of a quick pitch there, and it was taken for a ball. Young was not ready, but fortunately for him, it was outside the strike zone anyway. Lifted to left field, coming in hard, and he can't get it. At least 2 runs are going to score. It'll be 3 runs to score. He clears the bases with a double. Tyler Young with a strong hit to left field, and a gamble out there by Swanson. Couldn't quite come up with it. 2 runs were going to score easily, and then when it got by him there, that meant Oberg was going to score as well. So 8-1 Wayzata. We have a runner now for the Trojans. Alec Lonson will come in to run here for Young. Jack Rothstein will be the batter here for the Trojans. So they've gotten that big hit to open it up like we were talking about earlier. to short right center, and Holmes will come out and make the catch. Wayzata is done in the 6th inning, but they come up with 4 big insurance runs. We go to the 7th. It is 8-1 Trojans.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With that 8-1 lead, the Trojans are going to turn things over to Peyton Gallagher after 6 very strong innings from Oberg. Gallagher has worked regularly for them. This will be his 9th appearance. He's made 4 starts. He's 3-0 in a 2.13 ERA. 23 innings. He's allowed 19 hits, walking 6, fanning 20. So Gallagher is going to be asked to work the last inning here after Oberg throws 6 innings, allowing 6 hits, 1 run. He struck out 10 Royals hitters and walked just 1. Got a pinch hitter coming up for Hopkins here. Martin De La Paz will hit. So Hopkins hung in there, kept it close for a long time, but then that 4-run 6th has now given Wayzata a 7-run lead coming into the last inning. Popped up and foul out of play. Oberg doing some post-pitching stretching exercise for the arm there. And this one stroked well out to center field, but it's going to hang up. Catch made easily out there by Gallagher, or excuse me, Engdahl. So Gallagher gets the first out of the 7th inning on the flyout. And a pinch hitter for Hopkins again here. This will be Benji Hirth. So Hirth, 2 for 9 as a batter this year. Takes one just outside there from Gallagher. And that one is low. Rip and a miss there by Hirth. And takes that one up a little high. So full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hirth. Finding it foul out of play, so the count stays full. And there's ball 4. So Kurth will draw a walk here with 1 out in the 7th. And we're going to see another pinch hitter for the Royals. First, we're going to see a pinch runner as well, looks like. Or Poliak actually is re-entering as the runner at first base there. And Luis Filimovicius will hit here for the Royals. High chopper to third, to second for 1. The relay to first is dug out for a double play, and Wayzata ends the game in style as they are able to turn a 5-4-3 double play started by Westermeyer over at third, and a nice turn there for Isbell as well, and a nice dig out of the dirt there by Rothstein. So an impressive victory here for the top seed Wayzata, their 4th of the season over the Royals. 8-1, Wayzata moves into the championship round now of this Section 6 tournament coming up next week. We will be back to hear from the Trojans in just a moment. You're watching high school baseball on CCX Sports.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Wayzata Central Middle School. The Trojans baseball team will be back to defend their Section 6 title after they beat Hopkins by a score of 8-1 here today, and we're with a couple of guys that helped to get it done. Started with Chad Musser, a couple base hits for you, and you guys have come into the section tournament, played really well, and obviously this was probably the toughest team that you'd have played so far. You know, how'd you feel about things today?
You know, Will did a nice job pitching. We hit when we need to, especially with 2 outs. You know, 6th inning we got 4 runs with 2 outs, and that was a good job. Fielding was good, and we just played well as a team.
Yeah, I know Coach was talking to you guys about, you know, how some clutch hits happened today that maybe didn't happen late in the regular season. You know, what was anything different about it? Anything about the approach different for you guys, or did it just kind of work out your way today?
You know, I think we just kind of, you know, calmed down a little bit. You know, we're comfortable in those situations because the last 3 games we all lost by 1 run, so they're all tight games. But definitely now in sections we've stepped it up.
How big is it to stay in the winner's bracket like this, to now you have a few days off, you know when you're going to play next, you have all your pitching lined up?
You know, it's huge. You know, I mean, if we would have lost, say we'd had to win, you know, 3 in a row. But now, you know, we have a little safety in case we don't play to our first game on next Tuesday. You know, they have to beat us twice. We just have to beat them once.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have fun in that section championship.
Thank you.
And Will Oberg getting it done. I don't know what was more impressive, your pitching or your hitting today. How did you feel out there?
I felt good. Had about a week off since my last start, so the arm was feeling good, and then hitting was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys have got a couple of 2-run homers early in this ball game, and you know, I know your team has struggled at times to score runs. How big was that for you to come through, and also for Sam to come through?
Yeah, it was huge for the team, especially get runs on the board early. Just executing our approach and hitting the ball hard, and good things happen.
You guys, with this win, really put yourself in a good spot, too, where you've got all your pitchers available basically by Tuesday. How big is that to have that set up like that?
I mean, that's big. Had we lost this game, we'd feel good enough in the arms we got to go win 3 games, but having a week off is nice, especially this late in the season, rest of bodies.
Obviously, you guys have a mixture of some guys who were on varsity last year and some who weren't, but, you know, how much does last year carry into this year when you get ready for this playoff time, these big games like this?
It's huge. Having guys that were there last year and went through everything we're going through right now, we can bring that experience to the younger guys that may not know what it's like. And playoff baseball is fun, and it's fun that they get to experience that like we did last year, and we get to experience it again.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Nice performance today, and have fun over at Siebert.
Thank you.
Will Oberg winning pitcher today, and also a 2-run homer for the Trojans as they win it 8-1 over Hopkins. Again, the Royals still alive. They'll have to try and win their way back through that loser's bracket. The Trojans waiting for the other team that remains here coming up on Tuesday over at Siebert Field at the U of M. Hope you've enjoyed today's game here from Central Middle School. Once again, your final, Wayzata 8 and Hopkins 1.